There was an article that came out. I posted it in the Discord. There was an interview with a person inside of, it was a Gaming Bolt, new interview with Phil Rosenberg, who's the Senior Vice President of Global Partner Development at Relations at Sony Interactive Entertainment, okay? In passing, he mentioned something about Black Myth Wukong, right? It was 2 days old when I saw it yesterday or the day before, and nobody was reporting on it until today, right? So the weekend, I guess people don't report, and now people are starting to run with this. And the reason I'm bringing this up is about 6 months ago, maybe longer than that. It was like right after Black Myth Wukong came out, and Paul Tassi brought up an article, or wrote an article talking about how someone told him from Xbox that it's not because of the actual S that was the problem. It was that they had a deal, right? And people were like, well, there's no deal with Sony because there's no contract. There's nothing to say that it is what it is for Black Myth Wukong when they have an exclusive. There's the trailers that Krebsy showed in our Discord yesterday saying that it said August 20th, and it said for Steam, it says coming soon. Or coming to, I think it said in the thing, where it said it was coming to PlayStation and Xbox, but doesn't mean anything, right? And I said yesterday in Discord that trailers mean absolute shit because they're just marketing material, okay? So what happened here was there was a little portion of the interview. Let me see. Do they have the interview portion here? They probably don't. Let me bring it up. So in this article, in this piece here, that's from Sony Interactive Entertainment, okay, Leadership Spotlight, conversation with Phil Rosenberg. There's a part of the conversation which is right here, right here. How does your team work together to identify great new franchises and titles? There are so many great games that came from seemingly out of nowhere. What is the secret sauce that you make successful IP happen? Now, he goes on to talk about in this paragraph, right? And right here, I'm going to highlight it, and I'll make it nice and big for you guys. He talks about the teamwork with very early on games like Stray. The same approach also led to support for Genshin Impact, Black Myth Wukong, and Stellar Blade, for example. Now, the question is, they could have not mentioned Black Myth Wukong at all. And I think in passing, he brought it up, and he didn't think anything of it because he's like, yeah, these are the people we worked with, right? It says, our account teams are passionate and pioneering, and we're spending a lot of time right now expanding our global market. We support our consumers and projects with all our teams, PDR. This is as much creative out there, from strategy to esports, developer support, and we align around content engagement. We recently started a Middle East, North Africa hero project. This complements what we've already started with the Chinese hero, or China Hero, and India Hero project. Our thinking of this is exciting for our community about PlayStation, and the community participate in the building of us mostly through helping creators bring their games to market, okay? So helping creators bring the games to market, having a Chinese hero, okay? And then also talking about how they brought Black Myth Wukong, okay, to market. Now, each of these games that they brought, and they talked about Stray and whatnot, Genshin Impact was paid for. They helped them bring it to market. That's why it was on there. They helped Stellar Blade, okay? They helped Stray. And all these examples where they gave them money. They gave them money and helped them in some way, shape, or form. Was it marketing? Was it with, actual funds to make the game, to add something to the game, whatever it is, okay? In my thought process when I saw this, and now there's people making videos about this as well, I came to the conclusion, based on what he said here and what I'm telling you now, is that they did give money to Black Myth Wukong. Now, does this mean they have a partnership with Black Myth Wukong developers? No. Does it mean that Xbox, the reason the dev came out in January and said that it was because of this, but he also said it was the inexperience of their developers that didn't know how to optimize the actual game because they're a new studio. They've never worked at stuff like that to optimize the game with 10 gigabytes of RAM, okay? So they had a problem. Now, to be fair, optimization for this game wasn't very good across the board for PC, for PlayStation. It was just bad all around. Now, both can be true, right? The problem with the Xbox Series S, and it's not there, is because of their inexperience to optimize for a game with 10 gigabytes of RAM. The same thing could be also true is they also have a deal with Sony. Now, I've said this before, months ago, when I said that Paul Tassi wrote the article and said that this is happening, and everyone was like, no, he's a liar and whatnot. But this gives more credence to that he is not a liar, that there is something going on behind the thing, because you can give money to someone without having a marketing deal, okay? And the way I put it yesterday in the Discord is that Black Myth Wukong, early on, when they first showed the trailer 4 years ago, there was nothing attached to it. There was no coming to Steam. There was no attachment to PlayStation or Xbox. It was a trailer they showed to get people hyped. And we know over the years that people show these trailers to get other people to invest in them and whatnot. So, obviously, with the self-promotion here of they're trying to get their brand out to different people, helping different things out and help the games to market, they helped these other games to market, and one of them was to Black Myth Wukong, okay? So we don't know what money they gave or how efficient it was for the game, but if I said this before this came out, before anything came out. I said, what if Sony gave them money because there's a two big markets? They were making the game for PC, and then Sony approached them first and said, hey, we would like to help you out and we could put you on the PlayStation. And they went, okay. And now as a new developer, they gave them money from Sony. And I'm not saying this happened, but maybe Sony was like, yeah, we'll help you out, but you can't put it on the other console. And they're like, well, we already said we were going to put it on the other console. They're like, well, if you want our money to help you get to market, then you won't do that. Again, I'm not saying they did that. I'm saying it could potentially do that. Now, in another world, a what if moment, what if Xbox tried to approach them first? But Xbox wasn't going to try to hold them just to that, because obviously all their games come to Xbox. It'd be the exact same thing, but the opposite side, okay? They would still let them go. But this is exactly why Xbox said, and Phil Spencer didn't comment, said we can't comment on other people's deals, okay? Now, everyone's like, well, there's no marketing deal. There's no marketing deal. Well, maybe there was never a marketing deal. But wouldn't it be weird if you were a game developer, you took money from one side but not the other, and you're going to make that game work correctly for everybody else? Now, let me throw something else into this mix, okay? We know in the past that PlayStation has stopped, and Xbox did it in the past as well. So this is, let me rephrase it. We know in the game industry, okay? In the game industry, people pay for certain things to stop things from coming out on other platforms. We know that Sony said that to the FTC during the trial when they were trying to buy Activision Blizzard, that they're going to give us a worse version of the game to come to our system. And I said back then, why would they say something like that if they didn't try that out themselves? Which you could say that that's just a business tactic, right? If you get a third-party game, try to stop them from coming, that's anti-consumer, right? They tried to do it with Pearl Abyss. Pearl Abyss was approached by Sony, and they were trying to stop them from building the game for other platforms as well. Okay, it was going to come out for PC, it was going to come out for PlayStation, but they were trying to stop it from coming out to Xbox, and Pearl Abyss said, we don't want that to happen. We want to go as many places as possible. So it's not a far-fetched to say that they haven't done this in the past. Both companies have done this in the past, but recently, they have tried this in the past. So now, in my, the way I'm looking at this is that 100%, in my opinion, okay, again, not fact, just my opinion, is that in some way, shape, or form, Sony paid money towards Black Myth Wukong to hold it back, if it's a year or whatnot. Now, when did Black Myth Wukong release? Okay, it came out in August last year, or did it come out earlier than that? I don't even remember. Let me see. Black Myth Wukong release date. So August 20th of 2024. So I'm going to go out on a ledge here and say that by the summertime, you're going to see a trailer, and Black Myth Wukong will be announced that it's coming to Xbox finally, which will be 1 year after it actually launched or close to it, which you can look at it in two ways. You can look at it and go, well, they had a deal, even though it wasn't official or out in the public, that they had a 1 year contract with Sony. Or you can look at it, it took them 1 year to get this 10 gigabyte RAM thing fixed on the S, and now it's coming to the S and X. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Sony, based on the interview by the guy from PlayStation, talking about how they helped Black Myth Wukong in early access to help him get to market. They gave him some sort of money. Obviously, he admitted that. Okay, so they didn't do it out of charity. They didn't be like, oh yeah, we're helping you, but we're not going to give you anything. We're just helping you along, right? So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching.